Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we have a mission, and that mission is all about efficiency.
Hmm.
We're going to be decoding a single hyper-efficient workout routine. It's designed for upper body strength, for definition, and the best part,
No equipment.
no specialized equipment at all. So this is your shortcut, your blueprint for maximizing results in really minimal time.
It really is. It's like efficiency engineering, but for fitness.
Hmm.
We're looking at the source for day 14, upper body strength plus arm definition. And what jumps out right away is just how ambitious it is.
Ambitious is a good word for it.
Yeah, it's promising stronger arms,
Hmm.
chest, shoulders, back,
Hmm.
and better mobility. All in what, 25 to 30 minutes? The whole key, the genius of it, is how it leverages your own body weight.
Absolutely. So if you're someone who needs that quick, thorough knowledge on how to get real progress without a gym, this is basically the map you need. Our job is to break down how this one session hits everything: strength, posture, definition, minute by minute.
And that detail about the equipment, or lack of it, is so important. It makes it accessible. I mean, you could do this in a hotel room, a tiny apartment. It needs nothing. But it does smartly give you the option to use something simple like water bottles for a little extra resistance later on.
That flexibility is key.
It shows the programming is smart. It meets you where you are.
Okay, let's unpack this. We have to start with the warm-up, and honestly, this is where I'm a little skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
The source gives it just 3 minutes. 3 minutes before some pretty serious upper body work. How is that enough? Doesn't that feel, I don't know, impossibly short?
It does feel short, especially if you're used to, a 10-minute jog on a treadmill.
Yeah.
But it's effective because it is laser focused.
Okay.
We aren't just trying to get a general sweat on. We are preparing the specific joints, these specific movements that you're about to do in the main circuit. The focus is mobility, not just cardio.
So we have 6 movements, each 30 seconds. Walk me through the logic. What's the selection process here?
It's a clear progression. Think of it as lubrication to activation.
Okay, lubrication first.
Exactly. We start with arm circles and shoulder roll, 30 seconds each. That is purely about getting synovial fluid moving in the shoulder joints. That's step 1.
Right. Then what?
Then we prep the core and spine, a chest opener stretch, and torso twist. These are so important, not just for flexibility, but for reminding your body how to keep your torso stable. If your chest is tight from sitting all day, your push-ups are going to suffer.
I see the logic there, but then it jumps to something called scapular push-ups. That sounds like work, not a warm-up.
But that is maybe the most intelligent part of this entire warm-up.
Really?
Yes. Most people just dive into push-ups without knowing how their shoulder blades, their scapulae, are supposed to move. A scapular push-up isolates that movement. It teaches you control, stability. Before you add the load of a full push-up, it's literally prepping the mechanism.
So you're pre-programming the correct movement pattern. Quality of movement, not quantity of time.
Exactly. It's functional preparation.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, the light jog or marching place, that's just the final signal to your heart and lungs. Okay? Heart rate up, blood is moving. We're ready.
Perfect. So joints are prepped in 3 minutes. The engine is warm. Now let's get to the power, the core segment, the upper body strength circuit.
This is where the real work happens.
The structure is 3 rounds, and the timing is key. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest.
And that 40-second work interval, that's the secret to the whole circuit success. We are targeting something called strength endurance.
Strength endurance, explain that.
Well, in traditional lifting, you might work for, say, 15 seconds, then rest for a minute or more.
Right, heavyweight, long rest.
Here, by pushing for a full 40 seconds with just 20 seconds of recovery, you force the muscle to keep working while it's fatigued. And you do that for 3 rounds.
So if I'm using just my body weight, 40 seconds is long enough to really feel it, and 20 seconds of rest isn't quite enough to fully recover. The fatigue just beats up.
Precisely. That accumulated fatigue is what triggers the adaptation. It maximizes time under tension, which is a massive driver for muscle growth, especially when you don't have heavy weights. It's just incredibly efficient.
Let's break down the 5 moves in the circuit. The foundation, of course, is the stand-up push-up. Hits the chest, triceps, shoulders, the classic. What comes next?
Right after that, you hit tricep dips. This is so specific, and you just can't skip it if you want arm definition.
Why so important?
Your triceps make up about 2/3 of your upper arm mass. People forget that. They just do bicep curls. Using a chair or even the floor for dips gives you that deep, focused work on the triceps. It ensures your whole arm gets developed.
Okay, that makes sense. Then we get to a move that looks like a break, but it's definitely not. Plank, shoulder taps. I have to challenge this one.
Go for it.
If we only have 15 minutes for strength, why use one of 5 spots on a core move? Why not another push or pull?
This is where the routine gets really clever. Because what you think it's doing is secondary to what it's actually doing. You're right, it hits the core and shoulders. But the critical benefit, the reason it's there, is for anti-rotation stability.
Anti-rotation. That sounds technical. What does that mean in, like, plain English?
It means resisting the urge to twist. When you lift one hand off the floor in a plank, your entire body, especially your hips, wants to rotate and fall to that side.
I can feel that just thinking about it.
The act of fighting that twist forces your deep core muscles and your shoulder to work together like crazy. It's about being stable.
So how does that translate to my daily life? Or even just the rest of the workout?
Think about picking up a heavy bag of groceries with one hand, catching yourself from a fall. That's anti-rotation strength. In the workout, it builds the structural integrity you need to do the other moves, like push-ups, safely and effectively. It's injury prevention disguised as a core exercise.
That's a phenomenal insight. So it's not just about getting a six-pack, it's about building a stable foundation that carries over into everything.
Everything.
Okay, after that, we go back to push-ups, but a different kind. Wide arm push-ups. Why a second variation?
That's a sharp question. The wide arm push-up is programmed here because it shifts the focus. It puts more emphasis on the pecs, your chest muscles.
So more chest development.
Yeah, but here's the other critical piece, and the source is explicit about this. That wider hand position can actually reduce shoulder strain compared to some other pressing moves.
So you're hitting the muscle from a nor angle for more definition while actively protecting the very joint you just warmed up. It all connects.
It all connects. It's prioritizing maximum muscle work and long-term joint safety at the same time.
And to finish the circuit, we flip over for Superman raises. This is the only move for the back, the posterior chain. Is one move really enough to balance all that pushing?
It's only one move, but you could argue it's the most vital one in the circuit for your posture. A huge mistake in home workouts is neglecting the back. You can't see it. It's harder to train without weights. Superman targets the muscles along your spine and upper back, your posture muscles.
Right.
After all that chest work, which can pull you forward, this is the counterbalance. It prevents that, that gym goer slouch. It makes the whole routine functional for modern life, for sitting at a desk.
So in just 3 rounds, about 15 minutes, we've hit the front, the back, the shoulders, the arms, and core stabilization. That is incredibly comprehensive.
It's meticulously sequenced, a full functional strength base built very, very quickly.
Now we shift gears. We move out of pure strength and into the final phase, the arms and shoulder toning finisher.
The goal changes here.
The goal changes, and so does the structure. It's dramatic. 2 rounds of 4 exercises, 30 seconds each, and this is the critical part. No rest between them. Then you get a minute of rest before you do it all again.
And that change in structure is the signal. We're moving from strength endurance to creating high metabolic stress.
Okay, metabolic stress. What does that feel like for me doing the workout?
It's that burn, that deep muscle burn you feel with high reps and no break.
Right.
By taking away the rest, you don't let blood flush the lactic acid out of the muscle.
Right.
That buildup causes cell swelling, which is a really powerful trigger for muscle definition or toning, especially with light resistance.
And this is where the optional water bottles come into play. So let's run through the 4 moves in this finisher.
It's designed to just saturate the arm and shoulder muscles with tension. You start with bicep curls. That's the most obvious place for those water bottles.
Right.
Then you go straight into an overhead press for the shoulders. Then lateral raises, which hit the side of the shoulder. That's crucial for getting that broad, defined look.
And you end with fast arm circles. 30 seconds of each, no rest, then a big break.
Exactly. You are just holding that light tension, forcing rep after rep. It's the perfect way to get muscle definition using endurance, not just raw heavy weight. It's using light resistance for the maximum aesthetic result in the shortest time.
I have a practical question here from, the listener's perspective. You mentioned water bottles. What if I don't have them handy? What's a good household substitute?
Great question. The key is just stable, manageable weight. Couple of soup cans, 2 heavy books, even full wine bottles if you're careful.
Okay.
What matters is that you can keep the tension for the full 30 seconds. If you can't, it's too heavy. And if you have nothing at all, you just focus on going slow, especially on the lowering part of the movement. That increases the tension using only your arm's own weight.
We've pushed hard for about 25 minutes. Strength is done, definition is done. What's left? The part everyone wants to skip. The 3-minute cool down.
The non-negotiable part.
Is it really non-negotiable? If I am genuinely crunched for time, why can't I just skip these last 3 minutes?
Because recovery isn't a separate thing you do after. It's part of the workout. Skipping it actually undermines the goals you just worked for.
That's
Well, you slow down your recovery for the next session, for one. But more importantly, you completely ignore the improved mobility goal from the very beginning. We just spent 25 minutes contracting and shortening our muscles. The cool down is designed to lengthen them back out to restore them. It's about long-term health.
So what are the 4 stretches that wrap this all up?
They're very targeted.
Yeah.
We have a 30-second chest stretch to reverse the effect of all those push-ups, then a tricep stretch, and a shoulder stretch for each side, just hitting the main players that did all the work.
And it finishes with a full minute of the cat-cow stretch.
And that brings us right back around to posture and spinal health. It's about mobility for the spine after all that stability work from the planks and Supermans. It just balances everything out. It's the holistic finish.
So connecting all the dots here, this deep dive really shows that a complete upper body, session strength, definition, posture, mobility, it doesn't need an hour. It doesn't need complicated machines.
Not at all.
It can be done in under 30 minutes with smart structure, just leveraging body weight and understanding timing, like that 40-second interval.
The synthesis is that the right structure is the best equipment. And the key takeaways for you listening are, first, understand the power of that 40-second interval for building endurance. And second, really value those anti-rotation exercises like the plank shoulder taps. They protect you as much as they strengthen you.
So with all that in mind, here's a final thought for you to chew on. The routine explicitly says it shows wide arm push-ups to reduce shoulder strain.
A protective choice.
Right. But then it demands intense stabilization from that same shoulder in the plank shoulder taps. So what's the real priority? Is this routine designed to protect your joints? Or does it demand that your joints are already healthy enough to handle the intensity it requires?
Always more to think about.
That's our deep dive for today. We hope you feel informed and ready to use this blueprint for your own efficient training. We'll see you next time.